that force that is produced has to be accounted for, because number one, it allows you to do amazing things like walk on two legs, throw a baseball at 95 miles an hour, jump really, really high.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I have Neuro Coffee in hand and it is perfect. All right. Man, busy, crazy Tuesday, intense 13 week. So we got to kind of cut to the chase. So here's the good news. I did the Upside Strength podcast a while back with Sean Seale. And the whole thing is finally posted up on YouTube and on their podcasting channel. And so again, thank you, Sean, for your interest in what I do. But this will give everybody a chance to see the whole thing. So the links are here. If you're watching this on Instagram, they are in my bio. You can go to the bio, click on the link, and it will take you to the YouTube or to the podcast channel. So please take advantage of that. If you would like to participate in a live Q&A, please go to askbillhartman@gmail.com, askbillhartman@gmail.com, and we will arrange that at our mutual convenience. Don't forget to put 15-minute consultation in the subject line so I don't delete it. So I'm going to cut away. We're going to do about 5 minutes of this podcast that I did with Sean. This is in regards to internal dynamics. So gut movement is actually a pretty major influencer as far as how we move. So we can actually take advantage of these forces. It's one of those things that allows us to do cool things like walking on two legs that no other animal really does as well as we do. And then it's also can be detrimental in regards to some of the things that we see during really high force, high speed movement. So again, this is a little bit of intro to that. The discussion is much larger on the podcast, so please go there and watch the whole thing. Have an outstanding Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Going back to your statement about anatomy and dead guy anatomy and its limitations, what is if you had to give a primer for people that haven't been exposed to your model, what is your current understanding of internal dynamics when it comes to movement?
Well, you mean the fact that it's been underappreciated?
Yes, this, and then for people who've never maybe heard about the concept of internal dynamics, what it actually is.
Well, okay, so you're a big bag of water. Let's just make it really, really simple. Okay, you're a big bag of water, and if you've ever so we actually have these as tools in the gym now, where we have the big water bags and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like all you got to do is swing one of those big water bags around. It's like that's happening inside of you all the time, and so that force that is produced has to be accounted for, because number one, it allows you to do amazing things like walk on two legs, throw a baseball at 95 miles an hour, jump really, really high. Like those internal dynamics contribute to our ability to perform. They are also detrimental to performance. And so if we can understand a little bit more about how those internal forces interact with our ability to manage them in an environment that is based on gravity and space and the external forces that we have to manage, if we can understand that we have stuff going on the inside, stuff going on the outside, it provides us a better representation of reality. Again, we can't see it, but we can get close to it, right? And it allows us to make better decisions in regards to our interactions. So it'll get us away from the things that just appear to be entirely superficial. And so when you see somebody, like we would have like say a volleyball player doing a box jump, they jump off a box and they land, and there's a certain way that they land. And so some people will go, oh, she has weak this, right? When we see something happen, when you see somebody's knees moving down and inward as they land a jump, they say, oh, she has a weak something. And it's like, well, actually, when you hit the ground like that, your guts come second. Your body falls first, your guts follow, right? Because they float, right? And so when you hit, there's another hit that's coming. And if you don't manage that, you have to be able to capture that force as well. So it's so where people use these strong versus weak representations, if we can understand that, oh, we have management of internal forces that, again, are beneficial or detrimental depending on our perspective and depending on what we're observing in context. If we can learn how to manage those more effectively, again, our decision-making process is much more accurate and then much more useful.
And so when talking about those internal dynamics and forces that we have to manage, what are the primary strategies that we as coaches and maybe therapists for you and others have access to in order to try and influence what's going on at that level?
Well, it doesn't change the tools that we use. It doesn't change the activities that we use. What it changes is the perspective that allows you to make a better decision under the circumstance. So the things that we have always seen, for instance, if I have a young athlete that's working on some form of agility, like an outside foot cut or something to that effect, and I see them plant, and instead of moving into and out of the cut on essentially the same angle, I see them move into the cut, and then I see their center of gravity go up. Okay, so if you ever watch a wave crash against the rocks on a rocky shore, you see the water hit the rock and it goes up. Okay, well, guess what? If you're a big bag of water, you got water inside of you that moves just like that wave, slams into the side of your body, and it hits the constraint and it goes up. So instead of being able to take that force and reorganize it and turn it in the other direction to our advantage, now we have a situation where we have somebody that's not managing the force the way we would want to. And so now we have to make a decision as to how that happens. So rather than picking on someone and saying, oh, you just have a weak something, we have to say, okay, why is he unable to manage this big wave that's crashing into the rocks? And why is it going up? Instead of him learning how to capture it, use it in his turn, and to reorganize and make the change in the other direction. So again, it just helps us select the best intervention under the circumstance by understanding that why do we have this observation in the first place?